Hey, I'm Ryan with Warner Discovers. Today I'm going to talk about extending my turntable across the house to the whole home audio system. Right now I have the Amplify for a variety of rooms in the house, and I really wanted to connect up my turntable to it so I can play it wherever I'd like throughout the house. So let's see how the installation goes. So right now we have the record player here on the top shelf, and we have some speakers that I just put here for now with an amp. Would really like to rather use the in-ceiling speakers throughout the house. And so what I'm gonna do is I cut a hole here, just put a plate on it, it goes into the basement, and I'm gonna run two coax cables. So basically the two coax cables, one's gonna be the white, one's gonna be the red, and I'm gonna be able to extend that across the house using the coax. So I have my two coax cables here that I'm just stretching out across the house so they're not coiled up. And then I have some tools here, just some snips to cut the coax in half. I bought a 100-foot cable. And then this compressor for the coax, which can be used for these auxiliary or RCA type connectors for the coax. And so basically these are compressed on to the end, and then these can go right into a jack like this, which will go on the wall. So I'll be able to have the individual channels go all the way to the whole home audio. And then this to strip the cable appropriately, which I have to figure out how to use. And then just some right angles for when it gets over to the whole home audio. And yeah, I'll have links for all these in the description. So I already fished this cable up from the basement, and I'm gonna use this to pull up the two cables from down below. All right, I got the cable wrapped and ready to be pulled up. All right, we got the cable upstairs, and I'm gonna undo the electrical tape here. All right, so we got the coax ran to the closet. Coming down here, we have the new two coax cables. So these two will go into the Amplify, and we'll be able to play this anywhere. So I was having trouble with this crimper that originally I'd got, because this screws in here, and then you basically take the connector, put it in there, and you screw it all the way back, but this doesn't fit in here. So I thought I had to get the Simple Company crimper, which is basically the same thing, but they say it supports it. And I couldn't fit it here still. So I realized when the new one came in that this was actually just out, and then this can just fit right in here. So now the original one does support this. And so I'm just gonna try to utilize this and have it push and crimp it in. So after doing 3 of these, I'm just gonna show you what actually works. So I have the end of my RJ6 here, I have my crimp tool, and I'm gonna put it right at the end, push it down, circle it, take it off, and you get the bare metal top, and you get the sheath, and then you just see the insulation jacket there. This is a double shielded instead of a quad shielded. And now with this tool, again, I couldn't use that screw here, and the other one I wasn't quite sure how to do it either, but you twist this so it's at the coax size. So you have the shielded part, you have the RCA connector here, and you're just gonna push this on. You're gonna give it a real good push. All right, so I gave it a good push on there. Now I'm gonna take this screw that came on this screw for this. I'm gonna put it on that. And then I'm gonna feed it into here, and like so. And so this gives it that basically last bit of width to push this all down. So you can see at the end here, it's gonna compress. And then that closed up. So I actually had a ton of trouble with these. I have like 3 or 4 of these that I ended up cutting off. I was getting weird, inconsistent volume between the left and the right. What I found out was that if I just did the tip here, like I showed in the last one, the method is correct, but the length would not be correct. So basically when I went to put this in here, inside you can see there's like a little hole at the very end, so it has to reach that to basically attain the correct level that you're hoping to have from end to end. So what I ended up doing, which is I would take the tip of this, do one of these, and then I would just line up this with the end of the first one, the first cut. And then I can take off that whole shielding from the first cut, and then you have a width here, and then when you put it in, you can kind of feel where it's supposed to be. So I could feel where that kind of really actually went in. So when I actually got both sides to do that, I got equal volume on both ends, so I was definitely shorting the tip of this. Unfortunately, due to the length, now when I go to compress this down to hold on to the outer jacket, it's not, the jacket isn't long enough inside, so you can easily take it out. So I'm sure you could find a better length here that's supposed to be right. I think on the page it says like 1/4 inch. Yeah, this seems to do it. So I just ended up taping, as you can see here, the ends and call it a day. I mean, I'm never gonna touch it again, but it is annoying. So I thought I'd share that because I was running into a lot of difficulty with the volume on the left and right channels. All right, so I have the RCA. I ordered a new RCA cable from Monoprice just because the included stock one was only 3 feet and just runs up to here. And now I can play it anywhere on the whole home audio system. One other thing I wanted to show is I set up this button here where I actually can change the preset on the Amplify. So when I do want to listen to this, I just tap this and then it'll announce in the speaker that the Amplify has changed preset. It'll set the zone I want to. I can cycle through the zones, and then I can go back to the default configuration. Which is something I'd like to point out on another video, just kind of how I set this up in Home Assistant to cycle through the presets, and it makes life a lot easier not having to fumble with your phone to go into an app to change a preset. I just go over, tap the button, and then the vinyl can play on the right zone. So now I have the turntable hooked up to the wall. I have the 2 coax cables running across the house to the whole home audio, and then those go back into RCA on the back of the Amplify. So now I can just play it in any of the rooms. So as you can see here, we have 4 different zones on the Amplify. So now if I want to go in and play the vinyl player on any of the zones, can go in, select the zone, select the vinyl player, and now we have the vinyl player playing on the master bedroom. And then I can go in and add, you know, first floor, family room, or just my office, or what have you. And then I'll be able to play the turntable anywhere throughout the house. So I hope this helps anybody else out there looking to extend their turntable over a long distance, or for anybody looking to extend an RCA connection. Those connectors I had and everything I used will be in the description. Again, I had trouble with the connectors, but I'm not going to be unplugging them and plugging them back in, so the electrical tape is going to have to do. For now, it's been working really great, and I can't wait to get another room set up for the speakers to work with the turntable. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.